Why does anybody watch this show anymore? There is no point. I could tell you nothing of relevance happened on SmackDown, and that would be enough. You don't need this review. You don't need this review because nothing happened once again. Just watch the pay-per-views. You know what? Don't even watch the pay-per-views because they're nothing too. Just like Backlash was. Just join back at SummerSlam. Wait for Cody Rhodes to come back. Wait for Money in the Bank. Don't bother. End of review. Goodbye. Right. Okay, so we'll go through it anyway, yeah? And then you tell me what you think. Solo and Jacob come out with, who's that new jobber again? Jeffrey Cobb. I still don't know who he is. And they've renamed it to, like, JC Mateo, which kind of defeats the point because Michael Cole at Backlash was like, oh my God. Yeah, sounds like JR. Oh my God, it's Jeffrey Cobb. Good God Almighty. Yeah, and now they just changed his name to JC Mateo. It sounds like a joke, man. Solo Jacob came out. Solo was quite funny because he's pretty good actually. Finally, he's been doing nothing for months, but at least they gave him something to do here. Kind of dragging this out, but yeah, Solo was kind of like, oh, I'm all gas, no breaks with it. You know what I mean? And then Jacob cut him off, and then just started cutting his own promo. Solo was just trying to, take the spotlight. Then he was like, Jacob, what happened to that thing you used to say about me? He's trying to talk about, I love you, Solo. Solo was trying to talk about that. And then Jacob ain't said it in a while. I don't remember last time he said it. And then he said it. And he said it like this. He went, I love you, Solo. And Solo was like, nah, come on now. That's not how you used to say it. How did you used to say it? Jacob didn't say it. LA Knight showed up. And then, yeah, nothing. This is Jobber Mania right now. Jacob hopefully is a dominant champion for a while, but there's no contenders because everyone around him is a jobber. So I don't know where this title reign is going to go. And we go backstage with Michin, jobber. Chelsea Green lost the US title, so shouldn't be treated like a jobber, but we'll get to that. And Alexa Bliss, they have a little backstage segment. They come out for a triple threat Money in the Bank qualification. Chelsea Green eats the pin to Alexa Bliss. Now, Alexa Bliss should have won this match. That's fine, yeah. Michin is a jobber. Why didn't she take it? I know she's a face and so is Alexa, but Chelsea Green just had a title reign and she's lost the title. Doesn't look strong at all. She's eating pins, back to being a jobber. So how did that title reign elevate her? She's not gotten into Money in the Bank, which she probably deserved, let's be honest. I'm sure there could have been a slot for her. And she ate the pin. Well done, Triple H. Another title reign in the toilet. No one's been elevated. Great booking. And we have Fraxium DIY. Nothing. Doesn't really matter, does it? At least the NXT call-ups here, other than like on Raw, they're winning matches. Is that too much to ask? They're winning matches and now they're gonna have a title match. Good. Guess where this title match is gonna be? You're going to think, oh, Saturday night's main event, right? Because that's like a house show type, glorified house show type pay-per-view. They didn't even make that. They didn't make Mania. Now, they're not even going to make Saturday night's main events. It's going to be on next week's SmackDown. The SmackDown tag team titles are in the toilet. They're in the toilet. What does that tell us as fans? If you can't put it on a pay-per-view, if you're not going to put it on a pay-per-view, you're not going to put it at Mania, you're not going to put it on a C-level pay-per-view, glorified house show, predictable show, you're going to put it on SmackDown, what does that tell the audience about how you respect and how we should respect these titles? Toilet titles. Then we actually get quite a funny promo between R-Truth and Wade Barrett backstage interview. Wade Barrett's asking R-Truth like, oh, what do you feel about, you helped, win the match at Backlash, and then he FU'd you through a table at the press conference. How do you feel? And R-Truth, this is quite a motivational promo. He's kind of like, look, listen, John Cena, life is hard, man. You got bills, you got things to balance, you got exams, you got family, you got friends. But what did John Cena teach us? He told us to never give up. When you think you got to apply for a job, you got to do something, you're not sure whether you're going to make it, you're not sure if you should do that thing you're going to do, John Cena taught us, your time is now. And then he kind of went on to say, oh, this Cena, the FU'd me, the Cena I knew would never turn his back on someone who helped him or someone who supported him. And if I have to beat the sense into him to get the old John Cena back, then he's going to do it. And then they announce a WWE Championship match, a Saturday night's main event. I think it's for the title. R-Truth versus John Cena. once again. So now you don't even have to do anything to get a title match. This is the most prestigious title. We're gonna have a full separate video on John Cena's heel turn, yeah. But just right now, we're gonna have a single title. Oh. You don't gotta do anything to earn it anymore. Why is people qualifying for Money in the Bank, and why is Fraxium having to pin the champs to get a title match when Gunther can beat up an announcer and get a title match? Seth Rollins can just get Paul Heyman to set up a title match with Sami Zayn for the opposing brand's World Championship match. That has nothing to do with. How does Paul Heyman have that power? Logan Paul can just show up and talk to Jay and get a title match. Paul Heyman can just talk to Jay and just get Seth Rollins a title match. Yeah? Roman Reigns came back after 4 years and couldn't get a title rematch. He could have just asked. Apparently, all you got to do is, I might ask for a title match. I don't mind being WWE champion. I could have a match with Cena, probably get my ass kicked. But I wouldn't mind the exposure. I might just ask it, because that's all it takes. Maybe I'll go to a press conference and make him FU me, and then I'll get a title match at Money in the Bank. This is a joke. This is embarrassing, bruv. But yes, we'll talk about this John Cena hero now and how it's been an absolute flop in a separate video. We also get another match announced, which is Drew McIntyre and Priest. Yeah, I think Priest was doing this promo and he's talking about how badly he's going to hurt Drew, what he's going to do to Drew. We need to end this sort of kind of endless cycle. And he's right, it is an endless cycle, this feud. It's been a year and a bit. And and the way they were building this video package, yeah, I thought it was going to be like Hell in a Cell or something really barbaric. It's a steel cage match. Yeah, it's not that deep. We've seen steel cage matches on SmackDown before. Yeah, steel cage matches are not that violent. Yeah, don't act like it's a feud ender. Only really time it was a feud ender was when it was for, Punk and Jeff Hardy, and it was like the loser leaves SmackDown forever. Yes, and that was about 16 years ago. Yeah. It's just a steel cage match at Saturday Night's Main Event. Relax. And we get Carmelo Hayes, who should be getting pushed. He's backstage in a promo before Aleister Black. He cuts a good promo, actually. I like these little pre-match promos. We don't see them enough anymore. Gets a little insight into someone's character. Tries to build hype for the match. I like it. Carmelo Hayes is great. He's wrestling like every week. And guess how he gets rewarded? He loses by DQ to Aleister Black. He got pinned last week. Now he lost to DQ. You can't even beat Aleister Black when you had the Miz on your side. I think Miz came in. He hit Black. He lost by DQ because Melo was getting his ass beat. It was kind of a good match, though. They kind of complement each other well. They could have done like an Andrade Melo type thing. Just make it best of 7. Just have banger after banger after banger after banger. They could have done that. We're just having matches end in DQ. We're having Miz interference. We're having shenanigans. But at least it's better than what they have Rusev doing on Raw. He fought Tozawa, fought a jobber. And everyone knew, as soon as he fought Tozawa, I was like, this guy's going to become a jobber now. And last week, he didn't have a match. He just had a video package. I was right. There you go. That's Triple H booking for ya. However, Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and now, hold on. Bliss and Charlotte Flair backstage, they're talking about, Bliss was like, oh, you were really nice to me in NXT. And Charlotte was just being a heel and was just like, oh, I don't remember that. And kind of like, doesn't care about Alexa Bliss is the message I got. Maybe something's going to happen there. But don't put any faith in Triple H. And guess who comes out of Nick Aldis's locker room and becomes the newest member of SmackDown? It's Julia. How does that make any sense? What? She was on Raw. She got called up to Raw and was on Raw for 4 weeks straight. Yeah. A few post-match beatdowns with Roxanne. Had, I think, 3... I don't know if she even wrestled. She showed up 3 weeks in a row. Didn't wrestle. Post-match beatdowns. Then had a tag match in the main event of Raw this week. And now she's shown up on SmackDown. She's the newest member of SmackDown. What? How does that make sense? What are we doing? Make up your mind. This is how you know. Triple H is not a long-term booker. He's not a long-term booker because how is that long-term? What's long-term booking about that? He just changed his mind. There's no plan. Anyway, Solo comes out. Drew had a little promo, said Damien's obsessed, which is always funny coming from Drew because Drew is the most obsessive person ever. So it's always funny hearing Drew call someone obsessed. Although I don't think he's very obsessed with Priest, because why would you be obsessed with Priest if you're Drew McIntyre? This is a downgrade for Drew. Yeah, let's just finish this feud, have Drew win, please, and then move on. Send Drew to Cena. Let's get something fresh, something that might actually be good. Just do that. Just do that. Yeah. So yes, steel cage match. I'm hoping, God, please make that the end. Solo comes out. We got another Money in the Bank qualifying match. Solo versus Ray versus Jimmy Uso. And to be fair, I thought Solo was in this match to eat the pin. Solo won by pinning Ray. And I think this is a good spot for Solo. Get him a bit of some momentum back. But this is very odd because he got pinned last week. And I really thought he was in Jobberville. But somehow, yeah, he's in Money in the Bank. So we'll give him that. I don't know who's going to win this Money in the Bank. There's not really anyone. Should it be Knight? Could it be Solo? I hope not. I don't know. There's no contender. They don't build anyone. Give it to Carmelo Hayes and have him hold it for like the full year. That's the only viable option I can see right now. But yeah, Solo's in Money in the Bank. Yeah, Ramin. And we got this, Jeffrey Cobb, JC Mateo versus LA Knight. Because LA Knight came out, started fighting Solo, I think. Or started going for Jacob, actually. And then, JC, Light had a match. Does anyone care? Anyone care? Then we had Tiffany versus Nia Jax. We knew what was going to happen here because Tiffany wasn't going to lose to Nia. Nia is just a filler number one contender, which is a waste of time. They had an okay match, but what's an okay or good match when you know exactly who's going to win? It's never going to be anything past okay or good when the winner's that predictable. It's a bit of a, let's be honest, you're just trying to force yourself into believing there's a chance or believing that it's a close one at that point. There was no effort to build this feud. There was no point of this feud. Tiffany's title reign is also in the toilet. So let's move on. Give it to Naomi. Do something. Get her cashed in on. Move on. And that's a whole nother episode of Smackdown. A whole bunch of nothing. We've got some Money in the Bank qualifiers, but that's pretty standard. I don't even count that as storytelling. That's just, at least it's logical to have people contend. But for some things, we get people having contenders matches, and sometimes people just announce themselves. So really, no, it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. Whole bunch of nothing. And there's nothing to look forward to right now. Enjoy.